Welcome back. Kevin's Mobile Repair, 2018 Jeep Wrangler, doing a tune-up. Show you some little how-to, little deconstructed side of this. Little tool list right there. Magnetic pickup, right angle pick, extension, 1/4 inch swivel. Not a lot, everybody's going to have that. Pair of pliers, flathead, special swivel socket. This is a 5/8, and then another 5/8 with a little bit, and then extensions that swivel, and then a stubby 1-inch extension for that. All right, so we'll start off the top. Intake manifold's got to come off. I can show you a little bit easier with all the stuff out of the way, with what to do as far as that. So first half, I'm going to take off your air breather. Clamp there, disconnect the hose there. It's a simple little push the little tabby in right here, and then it comes off. A lot of Fords have that same setup. That comes off. 2 10s at the front, right there, or the 8s, and then a intake temperature sensor. That's where your right angle pick comes in handy. The little connectors for these things, even like this one right here, they don't like working real well, especially on older vehicles. They get old, they don't want to bend as easy. So what you do is, see right down the side there, see a little tab? What you do is your little right angle pick goes down inside it like yay, lifts up on the tab, and it'll come right off. That way you don't have to worry about fighting with it, you don't damage the connector or anything like that. This works on Mercedes as well. So most of these connectors are Mercedes setup. So yeah, we get to deal with all of that fun stuff. So anyways, take that off and out of the way. When it comes to your intake manifold, you will have 8mm all through here. You will have 2 10s right here. Here's one connector for the EGR valve. You're going to have another quick disconnect hose right here. Map sensor disconnect. Right here is a bracket for the top half of the shielding, and they are 10s. You will need to take that off because this one 8mm here will not come out of the way without it. Over here on this side, you will have see a little bracket right here, and then for your EGR. So 10 here for this EGR. You don't necessarily take this all the way, but if you can't get to these, which is why I use the 10mm swivel, because you can get to that and get to that, and then this whole assembly right here will come off. I got to put that nut back on because there's a harness thing right here, but that nut does not need to come off. But for this part right here, I'm going to show you the fun part. All right, so here's your bracket. So it's going to go right there. Sorry. Yeah, right there and right there. All of this fun stuff is in the way. Here's your EGR tube. Let's get that out of the way. So your EGR tube right here is going to be in the way of getting these. Here you can use your extension with this little piece right here. Wiring harness just has 2 clips on. There's one for your map sensor. Disconnect, move it out of the way. And that gives you enough room to be able to slide this past here. Going back on is going to be kind of fun because you have to line up the EGR tube with both holes for that right there. I loosened up the 2 10s for the EGR tube to get the back ignition coil out, because you can't get to the 10. There's nothing straight on that you can get to it right there. But these over here, relatively easy enough. This one you can get to it straight. This one you can get to it with the swivel. But yeah, getting to that 10 right there is probably going to be your biggest bear. I take out the coolant jug up and out of the way so you have a lot more room and access to everything over here. Let's see. Those are the 2 10s that you saw up front. For up here, so here's that quick disconnect for the tube for the side. Up here you have your purge solenoid. It's going to be a little vacuum system. It's going to go right on top of the intake right here. I just take it up and out of the way, disconnect it from the connector, and then just move it. For passenger side, coolant hoses are in the way, especially for this one. So this assembly, this coil, number 1 coil, will not come up unless the hoses are far enough out of the way. 210s right here. That's where these little bracket pieces sit. 210s here. And I just took off the bottom brace bracket just to make it easier to move as well, because I don't want to bend these things up too much. So 10 nut, 3 10s. Then I can lift it up, move it out of the way just enough so that all this stuff comes out of the way. You do not have to take the connectors off of the coil unless you're replacing the coil itself. But if you do, use your little fancy pick. Go back in like yay. There's a little white lock tab on here. You have to undo the lock tab first and then get in there, and then just like yay, and then it will pop itself off. As a precaution, just an old school technique, I always put a rag over the intake manifold so you don't have anything stupid fall in there, because then you'd be in trouble. But that is part is for that. But we are going back together. The ones over here, you'll need the setup like this in order to get all in that position. You do want to be careful your positive battery cables. You don't want to touch any of that kind of good stuff. Or you can disconnect it if you want, or move the battery out of the way. It's all up to you. Me, not so much. I just use a series of extensions to get back to where I need to be, especially for that number 2.6 coil back in the corner. That was this setup, the 3-inch with the 1-inch, to get back there for that one. Other than that, there's not much to it. I did use the upgraded Denso model spark plugs. Spark number that. Those right there. The OE is Champion, but when you go back in, the OE is Denso. They last a little bit better, a little bit better heat treatment to them, especially on the 3.6. They like to get hot. But any questions or comments, please feel free to let me know.